Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn, Kenya. In the last episode, we continued to work on our government, trying to reduce our corruption. We've got that all the way down to modest corruption, which is very good. We want to get that all the way down to negligible, which should be possible soon. And that'll help remove all these kind of negatives and improve our tax revenue, all that sort of stuff. And then we'll see what we're going to do from there. Also got our intelligence agency created, the Rook Intelligence Agency. We have one agent. And in order to get any more agents, we need to upgrade the agency. The thing is that it requires civilian factories, 5 of them at a minimum, and we have 4. So that's not going to work. Not yet, anyway. We have our one military factory producing some APCs to try to fill out the need that we have. We need 52 more APCs, so hopefully we can get that done. And then we're probably going to need to get some utility vehicles, because that's also in high demand as well. And then we'll see about helicopters and tanks. We might get another military factory here, but I'm starting to think that the civilian factories might be a higher priority at this point. So 12th of May 2021 for another civilian factory. We'll have to see. We're working on our international diplomacy now. We're working down through here to see if we can't begin aligning toward the west. And then we're going to need to go down our alignment debate so we can go for interventionalism and militarism. So we can become a little bit more military, because we're planning to become a regional power. Possibly even a global power. We'll see. It's going to require acquiring more territory. So, I have to see how that goes. Now, I'm trying to see, there are more focuses that will give us factories. But we need factories before we can do that. Let's see. We're down to here. A civilian factory. Game-based stability. Yeah, that might actually be something we go after here. Sooner rather than later. We'll grab these, and then we'll run down this line so we can get that extra civilian industry. And then see how that goes. Alright, so let's go ahead and keep it running. And see how things go. New guns. Excellent. Now, do I want better equipment here? Might be a good idea. Or I could keep working on this stuff. At least get up to the point where we're up to 2020. Because this is going to increase our research speed and our industry output. So I think it's very, very important to get. Production efficiency cap, research speed plus 5%. Let's actually grab that. Neural networks revival. 257 days, which is not terrible. And we're going to get enhanced research speed by 5%. And our production efficiency cap will be increased. So there we go. That is something I would like. We do have 109 army experience. So I could actually take a look at our templates here. I'm not worried about the armor brigade. Now, see, we only actually have one real infantry brigade. The other two are reduced. And this is like an infantry battalion. So it's like, that's a 5 combat width unit. This one is a 10 combat width unit. This one is a 15. 15 is not good. We need to get that up to 20. I assume that the mechanics haven't been changed from, standard Hearts of Iron 4 as far as combat width is concerned. So, self-propelled artillery battery. Heavy engineer company. See, the thing is, I don't even know if I have any of those. Let's see. Manpower, small arms, engineer tanks. Do I even have anything that looks like an engineer tank? I do have 2 of them. Okay. Now, see, this is self-propelled artillery as a support. As a support company. What if I threw some more mechanized infantry in there to bring me up to 19? 21. What if I did this? Mobile battalions? No. Armor battalions. Make our self-propelled artillery like a full guy there, and then we'll switch this up to... what do we got in here? We've got engineers, heavy engineers. I don't think we need both of those. Motorized recon. And you become nothing? What if I went and made this an engineer? Then we're down to 18. Tank company. How many tanks? Main battle tank, 14. But that would get me to the combat width I would want. Sure, let's save it. Swiss election. Doris Leuthard forms new government. Doris Leuthard of the Conservatives, non-aligned outlook, emerged victorious in the elections, and with support from the other parties in the government is now tasked with leading Switzerland forward. So Switzerland's gone non-aligned? I know they ended their neutrality. Interesting. South Sudan sort of broke out here a little bit. So, scandal in Botswana as Duma Boko suspends elections. Tunisian election scandal as Abu Karimi suspends elections. Alright. So, how are we looking here now? We probably don't have any tanks. Alright, so we have... Well, not enough armored personnel carriers. We're working on that. Man pads. Okay, fine. Foreigners killed by jihadists in Lebanon. Another attack on a foreign military base in Iraq. Okay. Mounted ATGMs. We need one more of those. We got all the guns we need. So that's a pretty wide assortment that we have. We have no utility vehicles and no main battle tanks. Alright. Well, we'll see what we can do. The armored personnel carrier requirements are starting to come down. Alright. We're going west. It's going to be a while before we can actually train any new armies. Because, you know, we don't have any manpower. Oh, we got lots of political power, though. We need to reduce that corruption. Do it. So we're down to slight corruption. We probably need to go for a draft if we want to increase that. Foreigners killed by jihadists in Saudi Arabia. Namibian election. Okay. Alright, we need what? 240 for the last corruption reduction. We are actually now exporting some petroleum. How about that? Does it tell us who is buying? I seem to remember that you can... No, nobody's buying. No, someone is buying. We're sending 6 units to Ethiopia. Okay. So now we have that one from trade. Okay. Good. We got somebody buying our oil. Government of National Accord took 1 state. National Salvation Government of Libya was annexed. Alright, the West is done. Alright, Western ideas. Modify pro-Western allegiance by daily pro-Western support. Accept as a pro-Western diplomacy. Change in popularity of Western, 5%. Do it. Then I might have to, like, call an emergency election or something to see if we can flip the party around. 33%. So Democratic Party now has a lot more support. Taiwan passes bill to counter Chinese interference. Okay. With the stated aim of frustrating Chinese attempts to interfere in Taiwan's electoral process, Tsai Ing-wen, is that what that is? Has managed to pass a controversial anti-infiltration bill in Parliament. The bill bans hostile foreign powers from campaigning, lobbying, making political donations, or spreading disinformation. Opposition lawmakers have strongly opposed the bill, as Beijing's Taiwan Affairs Office both lambasted Tsai Ing-wen as perpetrating a green terror that contributes to an atmosphere of paranoia and fear. Tsai Ing-wen's ruling party has defended the move as a necessary act given the substantial threat that mainland China poses to the island territory. I thought that they were formally recognized by the Chinese, which just kind of came out of the blue. Alright. Now, the United States has strategic reasons to be hostile to Kenya. I still don't know why we're getting that. We probably got to flip our government. That's probably what has to happen there. So we'll get another civilian factory in 19th of January 2021. So you can have this guy retire, but no, we want to have an extraordinary election. Alright, there goes our corruption, finally. That's now done. Local security. Generate war goal tension limit plus 75%. Now, here is what we want to try and change. Limited interventionism. Regional interventionism. Global interventionism. High-level summit held between Turkey and the United Arab Emirates. Following weeks of negotiation, Turkish President Erdogan, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce his first name, the only I know how to pronounce is his last name, sort of, has arrived in the United Arab Emirates to meet with his counterpart Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Probably butchered that. Many see this summit as the first step toward greater Emirati Turkish cooperation, possibly heading a significant change in the geopolitics of the Middle East and a notable increase in Turkey's regional influence. High-level summit held between Turkey and Kuwait. Okay, so that is happening there. Foreigners killed by terrorists in Niger. Okay. Basotho election. Scandals Tom Thabane, I'm guessing, suspends elections. Okay. Okay, so yeah, now we're not getting any penalties from that anymore. So our research capabilities should start ramping up. And then we're going to need to start intervening in our neighbors' affairs. Available manpower. I do have a network here. Bosnia joins NATO. Okay. Foreigners killed by jihadists in Iraq. Okay. But as of yet, I do not have any information about their... They have no stockpile. I have very little information about exactly how many divisions they have. And I probably want to wait until they finish. Mauritian election. Alright. So there we go. Western ideas. That's done. Alright, now we're going to start going down this path. Satisfy middle class. Down to create an automotive industry that will give us more civilian industry. Because we want those 10 factories so we can get that extra research slot. Yep. So we're going to developing our technological infrastructure right now. Because if I can get this pro-Western going, what I might want to do is improve relations. How much will that cost me? 0.5 political power per day. That's half of what I'm making. So, because we don't really, if we can license some decent equipment, then we don't need necessarily to prioritize research on it. We can get our industry built first. And then we can worry about designing our own stuff. Alright, we actually have 28 surplus APCs. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time building up a surplus, but we've got some. Now, we need utility vehicles. So I need to switch this up to utility vehicles. There we go. 2.74 per week. Alright, 4G. Excellent. Let's grab this. Alright, there's our improved computing. Drought causes disaster for Kenyan farmers. While we usually don't get much rain, the rainfall this growing season has been abysmal, with most crops failing. What little agricultural produce has been produced is entirely due to remaining rivers and artificial irrigation, something that is sadly not very common here in Kenya. Farmers are demanding aid from the government, and city dwellers are getting worried about rising food prices. Lower economic growth from stable growth to either no change or stagnation. Construction speed. Tax revenue down. Stable growth. Oh, that'd be nice. Let's see what we got here. Data mining, production efficiency growth, research speed. Research speed, please. And let's grab some advanced computing. How are we doing? 140 units. Anti-Balaka has capitulated. The anti-Balaka government has gone into exile, and their main forces have capitulated to the Central African Republic, who is now in control of their home area. Okay. The Republic of China has joined NATO. A significant development. Satisfy the middle class. Now we can actually recognize the Republic of China. Alright, so that's done. Please, the upper class, what are we going to get from that? That's basically just going to be a base stability boost. Which, I mean, is not terrible. Grab that. How is our government looking? When is that next election? 2022? It might be... Anti-Balaka has capitulated. Okay. Anti-government forces of South Sudan have taken 3 states. South Sudan was annexed. And now these guys are just South Sudan. South Sudanese civil war ends. South Sudanese civil war has come to an end. The conflict started when Salva Kiir, the president of South Sudan, suspected his longtime ally and vice president Riek Machar to be preparing for a coup. Kiir fired Machar along with his cabinet and purged hundreds of generals and members of national police. That's weirdly written. Machar quickly formed SPLM-IO to oppose Salva Kiir. Now Machar's forces have managed to take over the capital Juba and forced Salva Kiir to lay down his arms. It is not known what is the fate of Kiir himself. Locally aligned is closely with that of Sudan, as there are several reports that large portion of his equipment came from the Sudanese. Alright. We'll see what happens there. Now, do I start working on this local security? Or do I try to get us back to stable growth? You know what, let's get back to stable growth. I don't think we're ready to begin expansion yet. Yeah, that cost us some cash. Let's see, we're at the 18th of January now. That will be completed. Alright, Mali has had an attack on a foreign military base. Tiny military spending. Recruitable population factor. Alright, that is done there. Import foreign automobiles, political power plus 25. Libyan National Army took 3 states, the government and national accord was annexed. So it looks like there's no more fighting in Libya. Oh, would you look at that? Kurdistan has pushed the Iraqis back. And we got ISIS over here. Second Libyan Civil War comes to an end. The Second Libyan Civil War started in 2014 after the Libyan military under General Khalifa Haftar ousted the ruling government when they refused to step down after losing the elections of 2014. The supporters of the government formed a new faction, the National Salvation Government, sparking a new civil war. In 2015, the UN brokered a truce between the two factions, forming a new joint government called the Government of National Accord. However, only a year later, the peace was shattered, plunging the country into a 3-way civil war. It seems that the House of Representatives, with the support of General Haftar, the Libyan military, and many Gaddafi loyalists, have managed to legitimize their rule over the country, supplied and backed by Russia. Haftar has promised land for 2 Russian military bases in the country. This will see an increase of Russian influence in North Africa. All right. Now, do I hold those new elections? That is going to be a question here. I mean, do I just wait, let the next election happen normally, and see how it goes? Well, we've actually passed the real world time at this point. Nothing about a pandemic in this reality anyway. But we're going to go ahead and stop here and continue working, trying to improve our country. Research is coming along pretty well. We are down only needing 73 utility vehicles. We are a few months away from being able to get our next factory, which is going to be a civilian factory, which should improve things. Try and see if we can then finish this next military factory. And, yeah. Need to start working our way down, not down there, down here. Well, we can go to full neo-imperialism. Well, that's only if we have Salafist or Nationalist. We would go here. So we would need at least 15% global tension. So yeah, see how that goes. Alright, so for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.